It is a good thing to have a care and treatment plan, because you find out where to turn when you're going through a crisis, and you've got that care and treatment plan to fall back on.
The care and treatment plan covers all the different areas of life: employment, education, accommodation. Were there any areas which were particularly important for you, and why were they important for you?
It was important for me. Mine basically covers my mental health at the moment, and I've got a very good support worker that I see once a month as part of my treatment plan, and I come here regularly to TRI, also working as a volunteer here now, and that's all part of my plan.
That's really interesting. I mean, as working as a volunteer with other people who've got a mental illness, has that been very therapeutic?
Yes, it has been. I find it beneficial to help others, and it's built up my confidence as well. Because when I first came here, I had no confidence at all, and I used to be very shy, and it's helped me come out of that.
Talking about your art therapy, how do you think that's helped you to recover, and why has that been such an important thing for you?
My art therapy is, I've always been good at art, but I didn't take it on. I always failed in school because I didn't have the best youth. I left school with no exams. I didn't carry on with my arts, but since I went down to art therapy, I started getting big into my art. I started buying big canvases, big canvases. You're talking 8 foot by 4 foot. I use acrylic spray cans and vinyl to carve out the vinyl and spray it and come out with beautiful, really, canvases with psychology messages on them. Each piece is about my childhood. I had a rough childhood, and so for me to achieve something like this is the feel-good factor of it, like, you know, makes me feel worthwhile and good at something. It puts structure in my life. When I'm at home, it stops me going into that really bad place. Like coming in here, when I first started coming in here, I used to wear a hat and a hood and these shades up and all. I didn't want to see anyone, you know. I just used to run upstairs and use the computers for my artwork. Gradually though, I started meeting people, and it got me out of the house, because spending time in solitary confinement when you're in my state of mind isn't good. They found the right tablets for me in the end, like, you know, what stopped me going into those bad places when I'm alone.
Looking back at all the services you've received, obviously you've had a very positive service from Hafal and from
Fairburn. I come from Milford Haven. I'm a carer for Margaret Fairburn, my wife. There was an enormous difference between the efficiency one side of the main road and the other side of the main road. And again, when they transferred it to a single room about 5 days later, and the same incident happened regarding the huge picture windows, and I said, can you ensure that they are locked at night because she may harm herself? They came while I was there and changed the locks to locks with a key. And that was the difference, and it was so obvious that similar things could have been done, you know, that we asked for before, like for example 3 months for a psychologist, 8 weeks to see the pain management people who came for 5 minutes and then disappeared, and 2 days later sent a tube of gel. It's frustrating.
Would you like to see mental health services improve in the future?
I'd like to see a lot more compassion between the carer, or rather the staff, the medical staff at the hospital, a lot more counselling, a lot more moving away from assuming drugs are going to be the answer. Cognitive therapy is one thing which they promised, and we haven't seen anything of it in 3 months. One-to-one counselling is another thing. Just holding the disturbed patient hand and talking to them is far better than all the antidepressants you can give.
The services you've received as a carer for you, the support for you, has it been good? Has it been useful?
Well, we have only services we've received have been Hafal, and when she was ill before, age concern. We had a crisis team number in the event of my wife wanting emergency treatment at short notice, and that was mainly to come and collect her and take her into hospital. There was no regular visit to see how she was coping at home from the NHS, if you like. The only people that came on a regular basis were voluntary workers, such as Heather Flowers from here, who was very good, Fran.
Final question. As I said, we're going to do a report for the Welsh Government, and they're going to see some of these videos.
Yeah.
Is there any particular message you want to give to them about mental health services?
I think the whole approach of the medical profession to the patient and to the carer needs to be totally swung round, and they have to appreciate the work, the unpaid work most of the time, that the carer is doing. And there's a wall.
Yeah.
There's a wall between the carer and the medical profession, and they don't want us to climb it. They are the doctors, they are the qualified people. They will listen to us and they will consider what we're saying, but they will do what they want to do anyway.
So should we start with your accommodation? Because I think you said you came from hospital and you went. Is that right?
I went into my own accommodation, and I was put in a flat near Haverford West, and I was starting to struggle. Like, I find it hard to motivate myself cleaning and doing the dishes and really leaving the flat as well, and it was hard for me, like budgeting, going shopping and stuff. And then I slowly started to because being on my own alone, started showing signs of relapsing and stuff.
So what happened? You went back into hospital, did you?
No, I went and I approached my CPN and I told her how I was feeling and how things had changed and how I found myself crying feeling alone and stuff. And then she suggested supported accommodation, which was Hafal. I mean, at first I was a bit reluctant about it, like, because I felt that I was, taking a step backwards instead of forwards.
But it's worked out for you, is it?
Yeah, it's worked out really well. I mean, since I've been in Hafal, they got me out a lot more. I've been doing budgeting plans. I've done shopping lists and activity plans, because it's really important for me to keep busy. Because the second I start keeping busy, I start getting down. And basically, because, for example, if I was in my flat still now, I'd probably end up back on the mental health ward. And I don't want to do that, because it wasn't exactly the best experience in my life. Hafal's got me out so much more than I used to, and picking up my mood, and they've been there emotionally, mentally, and with my life skills. It's been great. Especially at my age, I've been really lucky to have the support now that went instead of later on in my life. So if I can learn all the skills now, I can go out to Hafal when I'm ready and live a happy life, really, and being able to cope with the illness I've got.
Looking back at all the different services you've received, are there any which have been really, really good and really worked for you?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, I thought it was a step back coming to Hafal, but I realised it's a step forward, because Hafal, I mean, like I said, I'd be so far back in my progress if Hafal hadn't have accepted me and, helped me and stuff, and but then my CPN's been great as well. Like, she's been amazing. I really can't commit. I mean, I've had so much help from everybody, and I'm really happy about it because, you know, it's just helped me a lot. Like, everybody's been so helpful. I'd like to go back into employment, but then there's always the worry about he's got mental health problems, you know, he's this, he's that, and then getting sick. Because the thing about mental health is there's such an, what's the word, aura around it, like, you know, like you get branded, and then, you know, it's just, it'd be nice for once to be able to go into a workplace with someone and be treated as an equal instead of, oh, that guy's got mental health problems, you know, you don't want to be associated with him and stuff. And a lot of employers as well, like, if you tell them they've got mental health, they'll put you down the list because they don't understand mental health. That's one thing what needs to be put out there is, like, what is mental health and how it affects you and stuff, and give more of the public a more understanding about it.
Smashed it. Thumbs up, Anne. Siobhan, looks like we got a bit of a dance off here.
I think we have.
Is this TRIT Hafal, is it?
Yeah. Yay.
I like it.
It was really interesting you were talking about the surfing. When you were talking about the surfing, you could see the enthusiasm in your face. You know. That's an interesting thing. Do you think it's really important for people to get an interest and a passion?
I've got to admit that I mean, surfing I've focused on a lot, and it is important to have hobbies, like especially if you suffer from illness, like such as depression and stuff, because it lifts your mood. I mean, the minute I get into that water, it's like nothing else matters. You forget everything. You forget about your stresses. You know, you forget about what's happening tomorrow. You know, it's amazing.
You alright, Phil? Enjoying yourself? Good man. And John, did you enjoy that today?
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Enjoy that today? Yeah? What was your favourite part?
They are hot.
Good.
Control them. And they're big, long enough as well, 5 minutes.
Actually setting off
oh, right, yeah,
on,
of course.
on the tide.
Yeah? You enjoy that today, boy?
Yes, very refreshing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is it nice to meet some new people today?
Oh yeah.
I think the services should improve by ending the stigma that goes with that mental health. I think that's the best way to improve it.
There is help out there, and don't feel ashamed or embarrassed to go and ask for it, because it's better to seek help and get yourself sorted than to go downhill and end up in situations you don't want to be in.
Ask for help, because that's what I did, and now I'm on the up instead of the down.